So today, a lot of people like to say Happy Memorial Day. The true meaning of Memorial Day isn't really happy, so I'm not going to say that. Today, we take time to reflect and remember those who lost their lives defending our freedom, defending our country. And we reserve Veterans Day to thank those that are still with us. So during the course of your day today, if you happen to be barbecuing or you're out at the lake or whatever you're doing today to quote unquote celebrate the day, take a few minutes to reflect on the real reason for the day. So, well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Last night, My Silver Journey did a live stream, and he was talking about his kind of, constitutional. I know he's doing where he tries to pick up a dollar face a week, and I don't get to the coin shop that I go to that has it loose very often. So usually I pick it up for $3 or $4, maybe $5 face at a time. And I know I've mentioned it before that I'm kind of crazy and I'm doing the guardhouse boxes. So just a little update. I am almost 4 rolls deep in my Mercury dimes, and there's people that thumb their nose at the constitutional. I like it. Some people cringe at the word barter, but if it ever came down to it, it's smarter trying to do it with this than walking in somewhere and trying to buy a gallon of milk with a Silver Eagle or a 1 ounce round, because you're paying for probably 20 gallons of milk, which you would pay for one if you're using an ASE, depending on where you're at, how much they charge. But I'm sitting here now, and most of what I talk about when I talk about the constitutional is stacking on a budget. Yeah, it's not 4 nines fine. It's not 3 nines fine. It's 90% silver, but it adds up. Every $1.40 face of constitutional comes up to, and it's give or take, because obviously, like with the Mercury dimes, they're going to be worn, they're old, so you're going to come across slick ones in that. But the average is $1.40 of 90% silver equals an ounce. So it adds up, and you can do it a few at a time. Now, just to give you an idea what I'm talking about, you can't really tell when you got these tubes standing right side up. So I'm going to flip these upside down, and you can probably see these guys are pretty even. Now this third tube, I'll see now. See, earlier they looked like they weren't. Yeah. One tube's a little bit taller than the other. And when you look at it, because there's some worn down marks in here, but I'm adding for weight, and it's the best fractional you can get. So, and when I was sitting there looking at it today, I'm actually, and I don't know how I ended up with an odd number. I think it's I won a couple of Mercury dimes and giveaways. So I've actually right here, this is 1840 face. And then here's just the Washington quarter, with the quarter that we all recognize. I don't know how well you can see. Yeah, there we go. The quarter we can all recognize. There's 750 there. I'm getting pretty close to filling the tubes. The Rosies, the ones that we're all more familiar with in our lifetime. Yeah, there's 390 there. I'm $1.10 away from my first full tube of Rosies. And you can see again, these are in varying conditions too. There's one that's a little bent. You can see it's holding the top two up a little bit. They're, again, varying conditions. Now, I didn't come up with a value for these. I'm just going off face because it depends on where you go, what you pay for it. And then I've got 8 each of the Morgans and Peace dollars. And, I'm one of the first ones to tell you, I don't like slab coins. I hate them. You get into the slab degraded stuff, you're going to pay through the nose for them. The guy that I go to that I get these from most of the time, he's charging $28 to $29 a piece for them. So 29 times face, is a 29 times a dollar. So then we're sitting here looking at, got full roll of walkers. So that's $10 face of the Walking Liberties. Obviously, again, they're old, varying conditions. It's probably not going to come out to weigh what a roll of uncirculated would. 90% Kennedy's, $6.50. $3.50 away from filling that. Benji's, $8 face. $2 away from filling that. And yes, I know. And I'm mentioning people in the video here today. Silver and Gold Stack Attack did a video that he released yesterday about, the silver to, I'm not going to word it exactly right, silver to stay away from. And, one of the things that was mentioned was 80% Canadian. Well, as I mentioned before, I grew up across the river from Windsor, Ontario. And I've always had, since I was a kid, fascination with the Canadian stuff. So there's, 80% silver, Canadian silver dollars. A lot of people don't like to dip below 90%. I don't have a problem with 80. I start getting a little when you get below 80. Yes, I do have war nickels. That's, to me, I'm collecting those. That's part of my family's history. And it's getting harder to get around here. There's all 2 80% quarters and 5 80% Canadian dimes. And I've got $3 face sitting here in 80% halves. So I do have some 50% Canadian halves. I've got quite a few 40% Kennedy halves. But when you get much below that 80%, good luck selling them. So, and that's just, I really started concentrating on this a few weeks ago. And I think I'm doing pretty good so far. Something else that Stack Attack brought up was fractional. And I actually commented that most of my 1/10 rounds end up in penny presses. That's something another YouTuber likes to do with his, and I think it's pretty cool to do something different. And let me see here. I've got a little bag going. These are destined for penny press somewhere. No, not today or tomorrow, but they're dusting. And I know you guys haven't seen these in a while, but I don't know. That's the copper one. Usually whenever I do the 1/10, I'll do some copper pennies too, but here's the so far, and turn it into something unique, something different. Only very few people have ever thought to run these through the penny press. So I actually have, let me see here, let me pop these up. I have Cabela's in Dundee, Michigan, and I actually have the Bass Pro Shop from Rossford, Ohio, just south of Toledo. So eventually I'll fill this up with pressed 1/10. And this is actually the one that somebody surprised me with. I still don't know who sent this to me, but this just popped up in the mail one day, not long after I had started my channel. And yeah, that was also back when I was, before I learned more. I was still learning, and I was always saying silver, silver. Well, silver until you go to sell it, because there's some stuff you're just not going to get what you put into it when you try to sell it. And there we go. There's the copper pennies. Let me see here. We've got same thing. Bass Pro in Rossford, Ohio. Cabela's in Dundee. I've got 3 of the 4 from the River Raisin Battlefield down just south of me. I had the 4th one goofed up, so I didn't put it in here. And then I've got 3 from Bronner's in Frankenmuth, Michigan. And one of these days I will, next time I get up to Bronner's, I'll try to do a Michi on the town. I don't know how fond they are having a camera on when you're inside, but Bronner's is a cool place. It's Christmas in there 364 days a year. So, but all right, everybody, that's just a little update on the Constitutional, and I'm going to wrap it up. Everybody have a great day. Remember the meaning of the day today, and we'll see you in the next one. Michi is out.